Three. Hi everybody, I'm Flavia Vincenzi, founder of Wow Coaching, and welcome to this Contrary of Fear interviews. For everybody who did not have the chance to see what it's all about. These are interviews that want to go a little bit deeper on the topic of fear and challenges. And we are going to ask people to share their experience. So people who have a relevant expertise or an experience of life. And we wanted to learn something more about what they did and about their actual mindset on overcoming fear. And today I'm here with Joey Chandler. Hi Joy, how are you?
I'm doing great. Hello.
Okay, and Joy, just a few words about Joy. Joy is a video producer, he is a photographer, and he is a coach. His main focus is to let people see that they are more than they think they are, and they can create amazing things just by doing the things they know they can do. So this is really an important focus for me. And he is also the founder of the Funk to Flow program, and he will tell you something more about in a moment. But let me just say another word about him. I first met Joy in a Facebook group, and from his questions and from his reactions and his support, I instantly got the feeling he was a man who does. And I saw that in a bunch of days. I remember I talked about that with my sister. She's also a member of this Facebook group, and I told her, "Oh, did you see that Joy went out with these emails? And then after some days, did you see that Joy is creating his own program?" So this happened just in some days, and so I appreciate that very much. And then if you don't receive them, please subscribe to his UR emails. They are really fantastic. You know, when I get these emails in the inbox with the object, "You are, for example, smart," or "You are beautiful," "You are bold," and so on, you know, it completely changes my day. It's like how can I say, a ray of light after a rainy morning. You know, it is really fantastic. And okay, I know I talk too much. So, Joy, please tell us something more about you and your work.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I love, one of my founding principles is that we all have a much bigger impact than we believe, and we have really no idea the impact that we have on the world. And I had no idea that I had that impact on you. So thank you for thank you for the nice words and for reminding me that I have to keep going and doing this more. So I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So tell us
Yeah.
something more about you.
Yeah, just a little bit about me. I am like I said, I'm a photographer. I produce videos, and I'm also a coach. And the main part of my work is ultimately letting people know that they're more than they think they are. And this is done mostly through appreciation and having us recognize that we have skills and abilities and traits that we just don't give ourselves credit for on a regular basis. And that if we just use those, we could produce really remarkable results. And this all started honestly not too long ago, and I got to the point where I was taking courses and seminars, and I was just tired of not getting the results that I saw other people getting, or I thought I saw other people getting, and that the trainers were promising. And when I went back and looked at it, I just realized that I really wasn't doing what they told me to do. I'd be going along and something would happen, and I'd be like, well, that doesn't really work for me, or I'm not good enough to do that, or some version of what I ultimately call our I suck voice, those negative thoughts, those voices that, and from there, I ended up creating a program, and it just basically helps people move forward, and I've been using it myself, which is why you notice me having energy and going forward, because when you really do realize that, hey, I can do this, you don't have to be perfect, you can always take the next step, you just move faster, much faster than you think. And so I live here, I'm in Northern California. I have a son, I have a 9-year-old son, and I live with my wife. And so we're trying to figure out how to apply all this stuff as much as we can.
Oh, that is really awesome, really awesome. And I find myself very much on what you said, that people who is involved in personal growth, they frequently take courses, and there's a moment in their life that they realize that they have to do, after having learned so much we have to do. And so today I would like to reverse a little bit the topic. So not talking directly about fear, but talking about your path to excelling. Could you tell us something more about that? So how does it feel, and what are the toughest challenges you faced on your way?
Well, I think, I mean, one, I'm definitely on the path. I would not say I'm at excelling, but I have grown a lot in the past, say year or so, that's 18 months. And I think the biggest fear that I face all the time is like, am I going to fail again? If I look at my job history, if I look at all the things I've done, it's been all over the place. And this is actually one reason I love helping. I love working with people who are feeling a little bit stuck, a little bit like they have something to say and get out into the world, but it's not coming out, because I spent probably 20 something years in that space, and so I know what that feels like, and it's that sense of tight. You're just frustrated because you have something to say, you have something important to the world, and you know it can make a difference, but it's just not working, and so for me, the fear that I deal with on a regular basis is, just right now, is like, okay, can I keep doing this? Can I keep doing this? Can I provide for my wife and my son? Can I make the difference? Can I change what is it? Can I convey myself in such a way that people actually believe that I'm doing what I say I'm doing? I think that's really important as anyone who's coaching and training, that we have to be walking our walk and talking our talk. We have to be using our own skills in our own programs, and we have to be our biggest client and our biggest fans, and that's scary. It's scary. Like, is what I'm saying, does it really, really work, and do I have proof in my own life of that? And that's kind of the fears that I'm dealing with right now.
Yeah, I know that, because this is the reason why I wanted to go deep into the topic of fear for what I do in my life, so my courses, my articles, and whatever, and these interviews too, because I feel this is very important to let the people know they are not alone, that many of us face that, and that there is a way out. There is a way to be to go, at least to go on the path to excelling. So not saying I'm excellent, even if you don't feel you've not reached that peak, but being on the path, being consistent, and finding some other people who's on the path and who struggles and who can help you in a way. Very, very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And just realizing that a lot of your fears, they're not based in reality. I mean, that's the ultimate thing. Like, you have failed in not so much reality, like you haven't failed in the past, because we all have, And there's times that we are, like we weren't our best self. I say, there's times like we sucked and we didn't do what we know to do, or we just weren't a good person. There's all those times. But and what like the words and what the main thing that you mentioned the words is that you are also, even though you suck all these other times, there's times when you're amazing and beautiful and brilliant and bold and daring and have skills beyond what you really need to ultimately take the next step. And that's where I go with fears. I don't try to make the fear go away. I just say, I start to look at, can I switch my perspective to say, okay, can I do this? How can I do this? And that's working forward, and it's working a lot to just allow me to go forward. And with my clients, it's simply helping them. Same thing. Like, we're all great in so many different ways, but we tend to focus on the negative. And so if we can just change our perspective and focus on some of our positives, then we can take this next step. And I think it's about taking those baby steps over and over again, because that will build confidence, that will build momentum, and allow you to go forward and get past those fears. But of course, as soon as you go forward, there's going to be a new fear. You just got to have a process for dealing with it.
And what these baby steps? Would this be the most important thing you would say to a person who wants to be on the path to excellence, or there's another important thing you would say or suggest?
Yeah, it kind of depends on where they're at in on the online. I say there's three things that you look at in any given situation. You look at your clarity, your confidence, and your consistency. So in a challenge, if you're struggling with something, you look to see, okay, am I clear on my goals in this area? Am I clear? And I think the biggest goal we can have is our purpose in life, like what it is that we're really about, because all of our jobs are going to fit underneath that. But if you don't have that real purpose, that real why, it's just kind of like, what is your biggest goal in this particular area? And then, and you see, am I clear? And then you say, okay, am I confident in myself? Am I confident in my abilities? And then you also look at your consistency, like what habits do you have related to that particular task? And the trick that I just love, that this actually worked out really well. So you rank them 1 to 3. Let's just say you're really high in confidence and you're really low in consistency, and your clarity is somewhere in the middle. What I say is go to the second one. I call it go for number 2. Go for the second one,
so
because
middle
one. Yeah, because it makes sense when you think about it, because your very top one, you're probably doing almost everything you know to do in that. And doing more work in that is probably not going to jump you up. The bottom one, you just don't have the muscle, the skills, the ability, the experience with it, because it's your lowest one. But the middle ground, there are some things that you know to do, and you also have skills and abilities with it, so you can actually move it forward. And because your clarity, your consistency, and your confidence are all related, you can't be confident 100% if you're not clear on where you're going. And you can't be clear on where you're going if you don't think you have the habits of where you want to go. So they're all related. So if you can move any one of them, you'll bring them all up. You'll push the top one up as well as pull the bottom one up. So it's really, I started doing it with my clients, and it works so well because it's so simple. You just rank those 3, pick the middle one. What are a few steps that you can take within that, in that area, and just to see where you're going. And then from that, that's where you start to see the baby steps. What are the baby steps you can take so that you can do? In total honesty, one of the fears that I've had, the biggest thing I've had is my finances. Managing those, being up to date. It's tax time here in America. All those things, I've just never been very good at it. And so I sat down and I said, okay, I'm clear. I want my finances to be good. So my clarity is decent. My confidence is just nothing in that. But so I went to work on my consistency. So I added a time every day, 20 minutes now, part of my morning routine, where I sit down and I work on my finances. Yesterday I journaled about them. Today I actually paid some bills, and it's amazing just how quickly I can feel it. My confidence is growing in my finances, even though I just started this a few days ago. But I know I'm going to do it every day. I'm going to work on my finances every day, and that will improve it. So I think it's just a simple tool. If you look at those three, then you go for number two.
Oh, Joy, you know this idea of taking number two is really a incredible idea. I've never thought about it, but it makes such a sense.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Wonderful.
It came out of it came out of my work, my funk to flow work. It's where I'm always looking at like how you can take the next step. And when you understand that you can always take the next step, then you improve. That gives you confidence. But then you ask yourself, well, hey, if I can always take the next step, where do I want to go? And then that leads to the clarity question. And then if you're like, I know where I want to go now, but how do I get there? Well, I got to do all these things. I need to I need to meditate and be physically fit, or all these different habits and consistent things that you can take on with consistency that will make a difference. So those three things are related, and we all know they're related. And so you break them down, it makes it really, really just an easy tool to move forward.
Yeah, that's it. It's really amazing. And you people now understand why I said before he is really inspiring. Now you understand that. Okay, so I asked Joy to write a word, and in a few moments we will see this word, a word that is the contrary of fear, but it doesn't have to be a grammatical contrary. It just has to be a word that inspires him, that is meaningful to him. So please, Joy, let us see that and say some words about that.
So this word is appreciation. I hope you can see that.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Appreciation.
So, yeah, so everything I do is based on the idea of appreciation. And this all started as when I started doing my videos. So I create tribute videos for people, like for birthdays and weddings and anniversaries. And what I do is I send an email out, like say we're going to do one for your sister. You would give me an email list of all of her friends and family, and I would send out an email, and they would respond back just on a video selfie saying, I forget your sister's name, but she is amazing and beautiful and and a great friend. Things like that. What they appreciate about her, and we put them all together, and we show it at a birthday or some event, and it blows people away. And I've done several hundred of these now, and I've seen literally thousands of acknowledgments. And what I realize is that appreciation is absolutely the most powerful thing I think you can do, because to really appreciate somebody, to truly appreciate somebody, you have to see the greatness in them, but you also have to see the greatness in yourself.
Yeah.
There's that idea of game sees game. If you can't really appreciate someone for being a great friend if you don't see how you're a great friend. You can't really appreciate someone for being loving if you don't see how you're loving, and vice versa. You can't really see how you're loving if you don't see loving around other people, in other people. And that has driven all of my work. Everything I've done now is just how to help people show more appreciation, how to take more appreciation in. Because when you can do that, then you can connect with people, then you can take the next steps. And I say take on some of the big challenges that we have in the world. Because all the challenges that we have in the world right now it's not a challenge of knowing what to do. It's simply having the courage and the confidence to take the next step and move forward. And I think appreciation, if we could appreciate ourselves, appreciate other people, it is the stepping stone towards that courage, that confidence to take on these big challenges. And it's why I send out the emails every day, so that you can see something great in yourself and see something great in other people.
Yeah, actually, appreciation together with being grateful are the most important concept to me, because that is really, as you said, being grateful for what you have and what you have around yourself, and being grateful and appreciate people you have around you and what you already have, makes a strong basis to work on yourself, to overcome your fears and to go on with these baby steps towards excellence.
Yeah, and so where the overcoming the fear part, and the reason why I love appreciation so much more, I actually love appreciation more than gratitude, because I say appreciation, you have to tell somebody
Yeah.
to really appreciate them. You have to tell them. You have to say, "Wow, I love what you're doing. I love what you did. I love you for these reasons. I appreciate this." Whereas I find a lot of great gratitude practices, while I really, really do appreciate them, I find them to be oftentimes very or too inward focused. I'm grateful for this, which is awesome, like totally should be done. But I think there's something at a different level when you go out and tell somebody, when you get over the fear of looking a little bit weird, a little bit awkward, and to say, I love your red hair. I love the painting in the background that you have, something of
Thank
that
you.
sort. And it is the coolest part. One of the great things about my videos is that you can hear the people's awkwardness, and because they're picking up the phone and they're saying, Grandma, you are amazing and beautiful, and an inspiration, and you can hear their awkwardness because we don't show appreciation very much. We don't have a muscle, like we don't walk around the street and say, "Gosh, I appreciate you for this." We don't do that.
Yeah, we are
Uh,
not used to.
yeah, and so the having appreciation, it builds a muscle, it gets you past your fear, and when you do that, you can hear the giddiness, the laughter, and the love, and the joy of it come out,
And
and
the
so that's
energy.
why, and I love that sense of, and the great thing about fear, right, is that sense of fear, and then that moment when you get past it, and how wonderful it is.
Yeah.
And so I love appreciation because to say something you have to get over a little fear and you get right to a really juicy, awesome moment.
Yeah, that's really it. That's really it. And it gives you a sense also of energy. You feel an energy inside you that's it's like being a superhero in a way. So not really a superhero, but you feel a sense of energy inside yourself that you've never felt in your life just by saying something nice about a person. So I really agree strongly with you.
Yeah, and I would, I push it even further. It's not just saying something nice; it's about what they really mean to you,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what you hear and what they're saying. I just did every week I do a series. I say the 5 things I learned about appreciation this week, because I'm learning stuff, and it's just fascinating. And one of those things is when you listen to people, they're telling you one thing, but if you can hear what's really going on underneath them, like what their commitment is and what's really driving them, and even just a glimmer of it, you don't have to be perfect, then you can appreciate them for that commitment, even if they're frustrated, even if they don't realize how great it is. I was talking to a guy who was a data analysis guy, and he's kind of a computer nerd. Like he looked like a data analysis guy, and he was just talking about his data, and he was looking for a job, and so he wasn't maybe at his highest point in his life, and but he was talking, and we only met just a little bit, and we actually were going into an appreciation exercise, and I just said, it appears to me that you love data. You love to get in there and work the numbers and figure stuff out. And I imagine that people don't appreciate you for that. They probably don't realize how important it is that you do. And he was just like, yes, how he's like, how did you get that, And he's like, I didn't hear that from what you said, because he wasn't trained in it. So the more you can give appreciation, you'll listen for what they're committed to, what their purpose is, what their why is, even if they don't know what it is. Really, you can hear it if you're listening for what you can really appreciate.
Yeah, yeah. I completely agree with you. I told something nice, but what I really meant is giving appreciation. That is something more than saying something nice, even to
Yeah,
strangers.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I would like to thank you, Joy, for the time we spent together. I really appreciate it, and it was so inspiring. I took some notes, And please, everyone of you, don't forget to visit his website. That is funk2flow.com. Is it right?
Yep, it's not co because my son's a bit of a rapper, so we're
Okay.
working the song. It's funktoflow.co, or where you want to go to raise the tempo is funktoflow.co.
.co. Okay. It should be your jingle.
It could be a jingle, yes. I'm working on that. I have to get over my fears of being in front of the camera, musically speaking. So, but that's the idea, yeah. And they can also see my videos at www.ur. It's youare.video.
Okay, perfect. And don't forget to subscribe to these emails. They are really fantastic. So, if you have any questions or comments to post, please post them here below, and tell me if you like this interview, and share it with the people you love. And by the way, if you want to know more and have more information about the fear topic, visit my Facebook page and my website. And see you in our next interviews. And don't forget to shine like the sun, always. Bye!